Meyers Gazetteer is a wonderful resource for German genealogy when you are trying to decipher a town. Now, you likely will know the town where your document has come from. In German genealogy, documents were kept at a local level, so you will have to know the town where your ancestor is from to discover those church records. But sometimes on church records, you will get additional towns. Maybe the bride comes from somewhere else than your groom does, or maybe the parents came from somewhere else. So very often you will get different towns than where your document comes from, and you'll have to try to decipher them. Now let's say you could decipher the first letter of the town as an A. All those letters in the middle just look like scribble to you. And then the end, Bach, you've seen that a lot. Bach is a very common ending for towns, so you're pretty confident it's that. But what could the actual town be with all those letters in the middle? What you can then do is type that into Meyers Gazetteer, the letters that you recognize, with an asterisk to use as a wild card to represent the letters that you don't. Click Enter, and Meyers Gazetteer will actually give you a list of all the towns in pre-World War I Germany with those letter combinations. Now you may be thinking, okay, great, but look at that long list and it's still going. Luckily, there's a way to narrow it down. We can filter the results by region by clicking on the German state where your document comes from. Let's say it's Saxony. And look, it narrowed down our list to only 3 possible towns in the region of Saxony, in the state of Saxony. So what we can then do is look back at our handwritten word and see, is that an L-T-E-N in the middle or a U-E-R? Even if you're not familiar with the old German handwriting, by using a key, I bet you could figure that out. And what looks like our word would be Altenbach in Saxony. So that's one way to figure out what the letters are in a part of the word you cannot read. And you can use the wild card at the beginning, you can use it in the middle, you can use 2 wild cards, or you could use it at the end. So I do this trick all the time. Another great feature of Meyers Gazetteer is the sounds like feature. A lot of times, German words were misspelled or used rather creative spelling, as if the scribe was not familiar with the town, he may have spelled it how it simply sounded to his ears that day. And that's where the sound like feature comes in handy. So let's say we thought the word on our documents in the town column was Rosenheim. Type it in, click Enter to make sure that it really exists. Ooh, and nothing comes up. So that's a sign that either we're reading the word incorrectly or the scribe may have spelled it incorrectly. But what you can do here is click on Sounds Like, and look, Rosenheim. There's a town that's almost like Rosenheim, and it's Rosenheim. It actually, in the old German handwriting, O and A can look very similar, so this might have been a case of us reading the word incorrectly. But that sounds like feature is a great feature to try if nothing comes up in our Meyers Gazetteer search. Now before we go, one other Meyers Gazetteer trick that I want to tell you is another way to read towns. So let's say you know your document comes from Rosenheim, but in the bride's column, there's another town listed. She comes from somewhere else. What you can then do is type in Rosenheim in Meyers Gaz, click on it, and there's this fun little map over here that you can actually click on to get a historical map. And what I like to do here, if I can't read a town on my record, I will kind of scroll around, you can zoom in as well, to see what other towns are in the area. Because chances are the bride did not come from too far away from the groom. Of course, there are exceptions, but this trick has worked for me many a time. So I will kind of scroll around and see, do any of these towns near Rosenheim look like they could match the town in the bride column on my record. And if I get a match, let's say, oh, Pfaffenhofen, I think that's it. That PF at the beginning looks like it matches my record. Oh, and I think there is a double F in the middle. I might not have been able to come up with Pfaffenhofen on my own, but seeing it as a suggestion and then looking back at my handwritten word would allow me to see that it's a match. So Meyers Gazetteer can be very helpful for deciphering those mystery town words on your record. My name is Catherine Schober of Germanology Unlocked. If you have any questions, write me at germanologyunlocked.com. In the comments below, you can see my website, and please subscribe as we'll have more videos coming soon. Good luck with your German genealogy research.